people and anything in between, and all future captains of the high seas. Today, we're transforming a stack of aluminum, flatter than a pancake and shinier than your grandma's prized silverware, into a high-performance catamaran that'll make Poseidon himself do a double take.
Nothing but quality people.
But this isn't just any boat building show. Oh no, we're talking sparks flying like fireworks on the 4th of July.
This is why I need your patience. Welding an aluminium catamaran is pure frustration.
Hey there, fellow chill seekers. Welcome to the most laid-back boat building session you'll ever see. Watch as our crew kinda just vibes their way through welding this thing together.
In a world where the seas have claimed their dominion, and the horizon is a cold, unforgiving line.
Like, subscribe, comment!
Metal getting bent out of shape faster than your dad when you touch the thermostat, and more welding magic than a wizard with a blowtorch.
Today we're taking some aluminum and casually turning them into a high-performance catamaran.
The few who dare to challenge the deep know one thing. You must craft your survival. Nothing but quality people.
Oh, AI, people. Heaven help us. Now, I did ask the woke AI to do some more, voiceovers, and it declined. It said, no, words were violence. But then I thought about the woke ideology, and I distinctly remember that silence was also violence. So I brought up these inconsistencies, and it promptly fried the circuits, and now woke AI is not talking to me anymore. I mean, even a computer with all its circuitry and billions of computations cannot work out woke ideology. In fact, well, no one can really. I don't even know if there's a brain amongst any of them. Anyway, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail for that. Well, so be it. The GoFundMe campaign is in its 13th week, and we are more than halfway to our stated goal, including the PayPal donations. Well done, good people. Who is going on the column of heroes this week? We have William Evans. Now, Captain Asparagus is a man that just keeps on giving. Now, I think this is his 7th time. He's a New Zealander. Now, what I'll say about New Zealand, I love New Zealanders. I'll say this. The LRDG, the Long Range Desert Group. Look it up. There was a whole fictional American World War II, after World War II series called The Desert Rats. In actual fact, there was a few nations involved, but by far the most resourceful were the New Zealanders. And you ought to read the exploits of the LRDG. I've got shivers and I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about their exploits. You can't make the stuff up that these guys did. Anyway, I digress. So Captain Asparagus has been given heaps, and he's also sending me a whole heap of emails about how to fish properly, like lure fish, because I don't know much about lure fishing. I just know about holding my breath. But it's not much use in 16,000 feet of water in the middle of the Atlantic, is it now, people? So I'm going to have to master lure fishing, and Captain Asparagus has been giving me heaps of advice. So, top stuff, my friend. To be drawn onto the boat, we have Ray Beale, Helmut Spiegel, with Nigel Philip Martin also donating again. Thank you all for donating and supporting the Elcano World Challenge. If you want to be on the list or welded permanently onto the boat, the links to the GoFundMe campaign is in the description.
Watch as our fearless welders take on the ultimate challenge, turning lifeless aluminum sheets into a sleek, sea-slashing speed demon.
And grinding it? The dust gets everywhere. You spend hours making it perfect. If you've ever pulled your hair out welding one of these monsters, you know exactly what I mean. So why do we do it? Because when it's done, it's a masterpiece.
And trust me, folks, this boat will be smoother than a jazz saxophone solo and faster than a seagull after your fries.
Today, we bear witness to the birth of a vessel that could mean the difference between life and the abyss. A high-performance catamaran, forged from the bones of aluminum, a metal as cold and relentless as the world it sails through. Watch as our engineers, hardened by years of battle against the elements, weld these sheets of metal into something that can stand up to the fury of the tides.
Check out how good these welds are.
Each weld, a delicate dance between man and machine, could mean the difference between slicing through the water with precision or sinking into the abyss below.
Oh, hole number 2 is overtaking me big time. But we do have our stern pipe, bloody good. But of course, we're going to be a bit like a one-legged duck because we don't have the other. We'll be going around in circles, people. That's all right. It's a bit like the vlog in the past, really.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Of course, the meetings are going on and on continuously. This upcoming meeting here is between Martin, Bart and myself about display functions.
Ian and I talked about the influx database that he uses, which is open source as well. So I'm going to set up a sandbox environment on a Raspberry Pi that I have here to sort of emulate what we're going to do, planning to do with the electric system and the weather and so on, see what is possible.
And then, of course, Bart and I have meetings all the time, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. This one we had to discuss trying to get the motors into Vietnam.
Peter, you're 2!
That's right. I worked out a way to do double the amount of work, Bart. I've cloned myself. It's hard to talk with this other guy echoing my bloody ear. It's terrible. Normally now I make 5 mistakes a day. Now we've got 10. I think I'll just cut to the chase. Why show that video of me ringing up Bart and working out what we're going to do with the motors? I'm just going to let Bart tell you himself.
Yes, it's ready. It took us about 6 months to purchase and find the core of the Elcano project, which is the engines, the controllers, the regeneration capability, etc. We had some issues with the supplier not wanting to ship to Vietnam, so they basically ended up at my place and they're ready now. So this is the box. It will go to Vietnam tomorrow. Cheers. 160 kilos worth of power.
Good on you, Bart. Thank you for making the box. He's actually saving me more money by putting it in a desirable, stackable parcel. So we save more money with the air freight. Still costing a lot, would you believe, to send it? Well, of course, it weighs a lot. There's also a lot of equipment with it. There's control units, there's heat sinks for the control units, there's pumps, there's wiring looms, there's switches. There's a whole heap, and Bart's been collecting all of these things and just piling them in. I got very frustrated with the seller. It's almost like he was throwing in every spanner in the works to not sell us the motors. And in the end, I just, look, I'm at the end of my tether sometimes. I'm not sleeping well because I've got just too many things going on. And I just got fed up with it, and I said, look, just tell him to go and get, we'll buy the motors somewhere else, and he can just go and get. And Bart goes, no, this is not the appropriate response. And I think I've told the patrons this story, but it was just hilarious. His cool, calm, collected manner actually saved the sale. And yes, we shipped them to Bart's house. And we've been waiting for me to work out the customs and to have that come into the country without any import duties and stuff like that. So fingers crossed. We think we can do it now, but well, look, we'll know in a week. All right, I'm going in to see where the stern tube ends up. Well, I ought to know. All right. Okay, it's just sitting there, it's not even tacked, so they've probably got to do some measurements to make sure it's at the right angle before they tack it. Alright, well, we've almost got our stern tube in. I reckon we got plenty of room for the electric motor and 5 batteries. That's what's going in here. Maybe we've got some room for some more stuff too. We've got 17 people on this boat right now. Well, technically we got 2 over here, but they were on the boat. 1 welder, 2 welders, 3, 4, 5, and in here too. We're over there now. How much do you think it weighs? It's solid 20 mil. Doesn't weigh much at all.
Who knew watching people play with fire and metal could be this much fun? Spoiler alert, it's going to be nothing but quality people.
This is not a boat. It's a weapon against the void. A sleek beast designed to slice through the waves and outpace the storm, where the only way to survive is to outwit the ocean itself. A catamaran that's more than just a boat. It's a lifeline in a world where the sea is the only law left standing.